Welcome to the Fantasy Football Forge. My name is Steve. 8 teams, 7 rounds, under 5 minutes. They told me I couldn't do it. I stared them straight in the eyes and I said, to hell with that. Yes, I can. Am I making decisions for these teams based on the best player available, based on the team's needs, based on players that I think that the teams would draft, good scheme fits for these guys? My draft board, based on the consensus board. All of the above is the answer, a little bit of each. There were no trades made. I will be live streaming during the draft, so come say hi then. There are a bunch of links in the description to all sorts of positional rankings, big boards, scouting reports, etc. I don't have time to do much analysis during this video, so let me know what you think of the team's drafts and or player fits. The good, the bad, the in-between. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Let's kick this off with the AFC West. We're in good timing so far. Denver Broncos start their day off with interior defensive lineman Walter Nolan, wide receiver Luther Burden, running back R.J. Harvey, tight end Orlando Gadsden II, cornerback Jordan Hancock, linebacker Carson Bruner, and they finish it off with center Jonah Mineham. And we got to look at this grouping of Luther Burden, R.J. Harvey, and Orlando Gadsden. That is so very Denver. I mean, I would love that. All of three of them have some Joker ability to them, and so the things that Denver could do with them is a wet dream come true. That's going to bring us on to the Kansas City Chiefs, starting off with left tackle Josh Connerly Jr., followed by edge rusher JT Tuimoloau, running back Quinshawn Judkins, offensive guard Dylan Fairchild, interior defensive lineman Jamari Caldwell, tight end Jalen Connors, edge rusher Colin Oliver, and wide receiver Jimmy Horn to wrap their day up. With a heavy focus on the trenches for Kansas City, that's something that makes a lot of sense for me. This looks like something that we could expect to see on draft day. If this is what we see, essentially, in terms of like at least the position breakdown there, they're going to have to hit the undrafted free agency hard because they do probably want to improve their secondary a little bit too. So cornerback, safeties, look for a high number of them to be brought into camp in this scenario. Let's bring us on to the Las Vegas Raiders. Running back Ashton Jeanty to kick their day off, followed by wide receiver Trey Harris, cornerback Noel Williams, nickelback Jacob Parrish, linebacker Sean Dolak, safety Marquise Sigley, defensive lineman Ahmed Hassanin, wide receiver Shamari Dike, and cornerback Robert Longerbeam. And we got to look at Ahmed Hassanin. The fit of him next to Max Crosby is nightmare fuel in the best way possible. I love this draft for the Las Vegas Raiders. That's going to bring us on to Los Angeles Chargers. Cornerback Will Johnson, followed by defensive end Darius Alexander, tight end Terrence Ferguson, edge rusher Ashton Gelati, wide receiver Isaac Tesla, nose tackle Cameron Jackson, running back LeQuint Allen Jr., cornerback Jalen Smith, safety Jalen Reed, wide receiver Ricky White Jr. This is not a wow draft, but it's a nice building block draft that I think the Chargers need after purging a lot of their team last offseason. That's bringing us on to the NFC West. Los Angeles Rams are up on the clock, and they pick tight end Colston Loveland to start their day off, followed by cornerback Za Frazier, wide receiver Savion Williams, an offensive chess piece linebacker Jeffrey Bassa, cornerback Marcus Harris, edge rusher Antoine Powell Ryland, offensive tackle Jack Nelson, and quarterback Dylan Gabriel to wrap that up. And this feels like a Rams draft to me. What do you think? That's to bring us on to the San Francisco 49ers. Edge rusher Mike Green to kick their day off, nose tackle Tyleik Williams, offensive tackle Charles Grant, tight end Gunnar Helm, linebacker Chris Paul Jr., cornerback Zy Alexander, offensive tackle / guard Chase Lunt, guard / offensive tackle Caleb Rogers, edge rusher Q Robinson, and to wrap this all up, running back Lan Larison and tight end / fullback Robbie Utzes, who I'm not exactly sure how to pronunciate that. Lan Larison is the guy that you want to get in this draft if you want to have a chance of getting someone who could be a decent successor to Christian McCaffrey. He can do a lot of what Christian McCaffrey, he can do everything Christian McCaffrey can do, obviously just not to that level. And then Robbie Utzes has San Francisco written all over him. I'm proud of those final 2 picks. I wouldn't be surprised to see that on draft day. That's bringing us to the Seattle Seahawks. Offensive lineman Calvin Banks Jr., cornerback Benjamin Morrison, offensive lineman Ariante Airstreet, wide receiver Jalen Knoll, edge rusher David Walker, linebacker Chandler Martin, quarterback Kyle McCord, cornerback O'Donnell Fortune, Thomas Fidone, the second tight end, and to wrap it up, defensive tackle Simeon Barrow Jr., Calvin Banks and Ariante Airstreet will help Seattle to get the best 5 on the field, a better one than last year's. This is a draft where they eat their vegetables while sprinkling in a lot of high upside electric talent as well, and I think that's ultimately what you want to do in a draft. That's bring us on to the Arizona Cardinals. Defensive end Derek Harmon, guard Jonas Avanaia, linebacker Demetrius Knight, wide receiver Tez Johnson, edge rusher Jaw Joyner, cornerback Upton Stout. I would be happy with this if I was Arizona and they didn't end up making any trades. That is going to be it. Thank you very, very much for tuning on in. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow with the AFC East, NFC East.